Right, let's build set number one. In other words, I'm going to build something from set number one. I'm going to use this bungalow here. It's quite simple, straightforward. You can build this one of two ways. You could actually, as the instructions say, get all the component parts out so you've got them laid out, and that way you can put them together quite simply. Or you do what I call cherry picking, in other words, have all the boxes there and just pick out what you want as you go along. Now the secret is to learn the codes of each part. So where it says brick, window, brick, you'll find all the codes down here. Get familiar with those first, because if you don't, you're going to be struggling. It's a hobby. Take your time. It's fun. Right, let's get started. I've got 2 plates, it says, for a start, so I've already joined them together to give us a bit of time, and then the rest of it is put together by using these 3 brick rods. What I mean by 3 brick rods, in other words, if you put 3 of these bricks together, that is the height that it's going to go to. I found it very difficult. This is quite simple. Build yourself a rod card. What I mean is, if you've only got the one book, then you find yourself looking at the image and trying to create the building from that, and then when they talk about the rods, you're flicking backwards and forwards to try and make sure you've got the right rods. And the other one is, you could have 2 books if you're lucky. You can do it that way. But I think this is quite a simple method to make yourself a rod chart. It's just a piece of cardboard, 2 pieces of paper. If you put a piece of paper on one side, it's going to curl up. 2 pieces of paper stuck together, that's my little rod card. Right, so I'm going to build this back to front. In other words, you're the front, I'm the back. And let's have a look as it says for a start. Right, let's start putting the rods in. I've put a couple in. It's a good idea to start from the corners. I know I need to put 3 rods in on this side, because that is going to be my end bricks, and I need 3 rods on this side over here. And then what I should have is space for a door. Next one is going to be wall all the way up, and this is going to be wall, window, half brick. Right, let's see. The doors, they come with 2 sides to them, so you've got sort of modern 1960s look here forward, with a letterbox at the top, and on the back you've got full glazed window here and just panels down the bottom. I call that like the 1940s. So I'm going to put that on the back, so that's actually facing me. That's the 1940s. Here's my end bricks. My end bricks, they've got a little lip on the side. You can see when it comes to putting the other one in, how it'll match up. So I know that's my end brick down there, my end bricks down there, and I need to put in 2 standard bricks red at the bottom. One more on this side, sorry. There we go. Right, and then I need to put in the windows. So there's a brick on the plan just all the way there, so my 2 windows are going to go in. On some of the modern windows there's a little lip inside, casting lip I think it is, on all 4 corners. So if you're putting those in, make sure that you get them so that lip goes on the inside and doesn't show. Right, let's put some, these are imitation stucco now we're going up for. So basically we've done that with sort of a white bricked section. Okay, same on the other side. So we put the stucco up, so we've got white bricks again, and that's going to take us up to one more white brick. Okay, so I need 2 white bricks this way. There we go, that's nearly completed our back, and then we need half bricks to go across the windows. Yep, and then we need a half brick to go across the door. Now you can see the whole thing really is a bit flimsy because of the way the rods go in and out. you're always going to end up with a little bit of slack. If you want to pull those in, then you've got these, I call them RSJs, they're thin plates, but it's a bit like putting a steel girder across. So if I put that across this door here, and then onto the next pole, yeah, and then onto this pole here, you can see that's given it a little bit more rigidity over that section. So I'm going to do the same on here. I'm going to put that pole there, punch that one in, and bring this one over a little bit tight. There you go. If it doesn't go, try it the other way around. Perhaps even twist the pole, because it might be twisted a little bit too much. There we go. So that's given me a little bit more rigidity at the back here. It's going to hold it in place. I've spotted a problem, man. I've thought about this before. All the instructions in the book, you never see the back of a building. So unless you're following that plan there, you're going to come unstuck. So anyway, let's spin it round and have a look. So that's the back of the building started. So I need to finish my sides, go along the front, and we'll be ready for the roof. But one step at a time. So let's put a red one down here. And obviously then we've got two whites again. And then I think if I remember rightly, we're coming along here, and this is for a window. This will use a nice, clean, easy fitting. There we go. For a window, we need to put that one down to the bottom. See, I'm still having that trouble with these actually not fitting very well, but we'll get round it. There's my window. Okay, and then a half brick on the top, and you can see that is really, there's nothing tying that together, but that's where we use these corner, oh, you can see that, corner RSJs. That's a nickname I've given it. Right, if I put that one in, then put that one on the top, yep, and then put that one there, and it's bringing it nice and tight. Just it's a tricky bit, this bit, so I've highlighted it. Let's focus a little bit more on it. Right, these are long bricks. Now the long bricks are for when you want to put in a big bay window, not a bay window, just a straightforward window. So they go actually on the fourth hole, so it's quite a distance to take that across. So I've got two half bricks first, then goes the window, and then goes the topper, which is white. Remember I said before, that's the stucco. So that's an unusual one. You don't get to use that a lot, but you need to remember how to do this. Right, that's the tricky bit. A lot of it's tricky until you don't know how, isn't it? Some of these bricks, although you've got the brick facing on there, in certain areas I need to paint it, build it. I've got as far as painting yet. Right, so that will actually go on the outside, and it's a slot which allows you to make a return going back the other way. You'll see what I mean in a minute when we come to that. It's quite an important one to remember. You do need to keep concentrating on your instructions. I've done it several times. You gallop away and suddenly realise you should have put a window in there, no door there. I suppose aesthetics, but you're trying to copy this to get into building right from the start. As you can see on this, you've actually got a overhang, which basically is the roof that goes flat on the front there. And you can see that by putting that in place, and you suddenly think, well, I've done something terribly wrong there, but no, it's the overhang, don't worry about it. Okay, so what we need to do now is to turn the corner again, which if you remember rightly, it's just a little single brick there. So we want two more bricks to take us to the finish on that side, and then we need 2 whites. These are end bricks, remember. And it does matter to which way they're facing. Try and follow the instructions. Okay, right, I'm now going to come to the front of the building, so if I spin it round you'll get more of an idea. Right, it may seem a bit crazy, but what I've decided to do is I've got the picture, which to you is upside down, but at least I've got the front elevation of this bungalow now, which is obviously that one there. Okay, so I've got that there, but I need the diagram, so I've got this at the back here to show me where to put my rods in next. Okay, so we're coming to the front, and this is the bit that is under the overhang. So we've got one there, one there, and obviously again we've got a return. So the return is going to be a difficult one because it's going to be a half brick. So if I put that there, this is now the basis from a front porch. Let's just put that picture to one side, that's better. So I need to do there is put in 2 basic bricks at the bottom, because we're going to have a pair of windows at the front here. So we slip in a couple of windows. 1, 2, and let's put a couple of half bricks on there. So that's got that finished. 1, 2. These corners are not giving me half the problems that I had at the back here. It's just simply down to the rods. Right, now I'm on the return. Same thing again. I put a return white. Nope. Return red would be a good idea for a start. Return red, because that's, remember, the bottom level. You need good steady hands for this. Don't go out drinking the night before. Right, okay. Now I need to put in 2 white, which are then my corner section. So in goes the 2 white. I counted these the other day, I couldn't believe it. Each segment brick, I think is, let's do it again. You've got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. So basically you put in 8 bricks every time you put one of these in. Let's have a look. You've got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. So you're actually putting in 8 bricks at a time. Right, now this one goes the other way around because I want to put a return on it. What I mean by that is that this brick, I don't know if you can see that, this brick needs to go in, I suppose what you say is back to front, but you'll see why in a minute, because it's for a internal return. Sounds good, doesn't it? Right, so if I put in 2 whites, this is now the return. You'll see why in a minute. Now this is going to allow me to put 1 rod here, which you think, oh, that's in the middle, but no, it's not. It's going to aid me when I put a brick down there. Right, so if I put a red brick down there, you can see what I mean. That has actually slipped quite neatly into that little groove. So this is where I've started my return. That's just like everything else. I need to put in 2 white ones down here. Okay, we've got those in. I think at this point I'm going to put some braces here. I don't like how this is moving, so I'll put one of my little RSJs. I suppose they're in. Here we go. This is bringing all those rods together, or I suppose you'd say in alignment. Okay, that's caught that. That's okay. You're doing nicely with that. Right, now the front window is going to go in, the bay window. When you're working with the windows, the actual windows have got two positions, so you've got one at the front there and one at the back. Now if you're building a large bay window, they will go into this hole here, but we're just using a simple bay window, so it works out that that one goes just there. So that's where I need to put my next rod, and that should slide down neatly. That's flat there, you can see. So we need to put in two of those. That's the rear hole. We're cracking on now. That's the rear hole, that's the window, and then the same is, we'll finish it off. Right, a white one. Right, so we're returning the corner again now. Remember, corners are 3 rods. If we put one here, that's okay. And then there's that one. That's in there. That's my third one. So remember, as before, we're going to do a red return. So that slips in. Kind of simple there. And then 2 white. No more corners after this. Okay. Right, that's in there neatly. So we're now coming to the finished part of the building, which is, believe it or not, the front door. And like a lot of bungalows, it's actually on the side. Okay, so looking back at the diagram here, I need to put in one of those return bricks again, but it's only a very small one. When I do this, you'll see what I mean in a moment. I've actually got to put a small canopy, which is that I'm going to use this as a large step to go on the side there. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so this is my next rod going down. Right, what I need to do now is to get a red. Now the bottom one, I'm going to actually turn this one round. I keep altering the angles just to give you a better view of what I'm doing. It makes it more difficult for me, but this is a pleasure for you to watch. Right, here we go. I need now to put a step in on the front, and you'll use the smallest rods out. These are half rods, therefore it's going to be a half a brick. Right, what I need to do is to put a door. What door was it before? There, that's the door. That's got in there. Now these little half bricks are going to go just here, left and right. So I need to push this so that that little rod goes into that fine hole there, and the same on the other side. That's in. So we've got, I don't know why they use white, but I believe you use red. But I'll follow the instructions. It probably means you haven't got enough red. In construction kit number 1. Okay, so just to finish it off, we need the bricks to come back the other way now. We don't need to slip it in on the side. There we go. It's a bit difficult when you put one of these tie braces on the top here, so I'm just going to remove that a moment. Yep, it's coming out. Put that one in. Oops, you can see how I'm losing a lot of other bricks just because they're splaying apart and can do whatever they want. Right, 2 more bricks. I definitely need some rods going across the top here, otherwise this is okay. So what I need to do now is to put my half brick in. That basically is the building completed, but not yet. let's now go back on the corner ties and put them in, because it's really starting to look a very peculiar shape. I wonder why I changed my voice. Peculiar. There we go. So let's push that in. Same again. I have a rod going across here, drawing this one in on the side there, pulling it across. They're a little bit fiddly, but you'll get used to them. Pull that across. Last one. Shove that. Just give it a little bit of a tilt. Where are we? There we go. So let's put that back into shape. Everywhere else doesn't seem too bad, but I will put some corner brackets on it, because it might be a problem later. Some people build these and just leave them standing on the dresser, windowsill, whatever, for a few days before they make another model, or even years. Depends. Depends if it's the one you know was similar to one where you used to live. Right, I've just dropped a couple down in there. The only thing is, how am I going to get those out without basically a magnet? If you've got a magnet, we're okay. So there's the one I had before, drop down there. That's the second one. Okay, so we've got them. Very usable bit of kit as a magnet. So basically, as a little house almost finished, I need to put in these little pillows at the front. Right, there's a pillow here. That's going to hold up the overhang. Another one here. There we go. So that's got that. So what we need to do now is put the roof on. That's nicely, did you hear that click? I like to hear a click. So this is going to be on the front here. This is my little canopy. That's all that's there. Let's have a look. Put the chimney on. So basically, that is the house completed. So there you are. That's it. Subscribe to see more. I've got set 2, set 3 and set 4 coming yet, so the buildings get a little bit bigger each time. Anyway, see you soon. Keep smiling.